Oh boy, so the brand new information just keeps rolling out from Bioware. A lot to go over today. Hey everyone, what's up? Open World Games here, and I hope you all are doing good today. So let's dive straight into the news, shall we? So, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about today. New interview talking about Anthem being a 10-year franchise. In fact, they're looking for it to be like a 20-year franchise. And then also preload information, details about Grandmaster difficulties, some new information there, and, you know, scaling, how enemies exactly will scale to your group if you're playing in 2, 3, or 4. New details there as well. But check this out, mentioning launch. Check this out right here. Brand new launch trailer recently dropped. See it in the description below, but look at those lava flows right there. That looks freaking awesome. But also, take a look at this shot of the storm in action. I think this is a brand new area that we have not seen before. But look at this. This looks freaking sweet. And also, you'll notice an Elite Dominion Fury in that shot too. So, some really cool stuff. Go get that launch trailer. Check it out for yourself. But let us begin right now. So, first of all, we'll talk about this brand new interview with Ben Irving of Bioware. And this comes from Windows Central. See the sources in the description below, as always. But he goes on to say this about Grandmaster difficulty. So, they all unlock at level 30. But what we're doing is going to turn Grandmaster 2 and 3 off at launch, just to make sure nothing weird happens with progression and difficulties. And if anything is looking good against the models we have, then we'll turn to 2 and 3 on. Or we might look at all the feedback and might go, okay, we need to adjust these numbers, make it harder, easier, or whatever. So we'll probably soon after launch turn them on. The idea is that the in-game has Grandmaster 1, 2, and 3 in it as soon as we think it's safe to turn them on. So they're looking for exploits. They're really worried about those exploits, and they want to be careful. Now, from what I saw out on Reddit, and the community response was pretty positive that Bioware is actually taking this path with Grandmaster difficulties 2 and 3, turning them off at launch. Let's see some comments here. So this comes from Death of Space Hub or something like that. He says, in a looter game, this is perfect. If gamers have proven anything, it's that if something can be cheesed for easy loot, it will be. Destiny Vault of Glass, anyone? Best to see how people handle Grandmaster 1 and what exploits are found for easy loot before they turn up the dials, of luck on higher Grandmaster difficulties. Thanks, Bioware, for not being dumb and assuming your game won't have exploits at launch. So, overall, I get that as the sentiment. I know a lot of you guys are basically really at this point, you know, the not at launch slogan here is becoming a meme. So, yeah, more information about that later in the video. So, Bioware actually comments about that too. Alright, so let's talk about preloading. Check this out right here. So this was posted out by Crimson, I think that's I don't know, 7 or 8, who says, Anthem update is available on Xbox. I'm not too sure if it's the preload or not. So this looks like it is the preload right here to me, considering that it is 36 gigabytes and this is on Xbox One. You know, the file size might be different on PS4 or PC. But yeah, it looks like some people are able to actually preload the game starting right now. For me, I'm on PC and it's telling me I can preload the game on the 13th. So that's what I'm seeing on my end. Let me know if you all have had any luck with preloading the game or if it's telling you a different date. Alright, so let's talk about Anthem's future and, you know, could it be a 10-year franchise, 20-year franchise? So let's go into this. So this is again from the interview with Ben Irving. He goes on to say the following. It's awesome, it's funny though. I promised I wouldn't say this in interviews, but I think I'll say it. We kind of think about it as having a child. There's the pregnancy, and then you have the childbirth, and now you have a baby to take care of for 20 years. Pretty much the start of Anthem. It's just the beginning. Now, he goes on to furthermore say this. So, this is a really big milestone, and it feels amazing to go gold and to be ready to ship this thing. But in many ways, it's just the beginning, right? We have a huge live service we want to support. Hopefully, you'll play hundreds and hundreds of hours of the game for many years. So, it is a game. It is a great moment, but we're not taking our foot off the pedal, so to speak. So, yeah, they have It looks like a, you know, big roadmap planned for this game, a very long-term roadmap, and it's good to hear that they want to go all in on Anthem for sure. They want to really take care of their baby, so to speak. All right, so next up, he furthermore says this: certainly the idea in the short term is to update. Well, all the team we have on making the live service of Anthem has put all the team we have on making the live service, of Anthem as amazing as possible. And then from there are so many different ways we can play out. And then furthermore, he says, but we definitely want to make Anthem a game that you can come and play for years and years to come. Already we've mapped out story arcs for several years of the game, so we know exactly where we are going and what stories to tell. And obviously the details aren't fleshed out. That depends on so many things on how the game goes and what players like and don't like, but we're treating it as something we're all in on. We think that's really important, and we need to also prove that to players. We need to. So that is really cool to note that they have, you know, years and years of planning. Plus, also they mentioned that they have the story arc, the generic story arc, planned out, you know, for years and years to come. So yes, it looks like they really want to continue onward with the overarching story. It's not just going to end, you know. I think it may end with the cliffhanger. That would be really cool, but it would be nice if a lot of these games became like TV series where we're looking forward to, you know, the next season and so on and so forth. I think that would be really neat. And it looks like possibly Anthem is going for that for sure. All right, so next up, he goes on to say this, and there are some things we haven't done yet, but we'll do before launch, like share some post-launch roadmap. So they already did that. And he goes on to say, and some things like that. And we haven't announced stuff like that yet, so I can't share it, but we're certainly working on all of that, and we realize it's important. I think there are some people who are sitting on the fence who are like, hey, if there's a cool live service, I'm in. If not, I'm not interested. So we recognize that and want to build confidence in the community that we do have lots of cool, amazing stuff coming. And even the aspirational things you've talked about, we have more Anthem to come and some brand new stuff that isn't in the game yet that we think will challenge players in really cool and different ways. So, yeah, you know, speaking about that, they were asked questions about raids recently, you know, 6 to 8 player raids, and they aren't discrediting that at all. It's something that they are looking at, and it looks like those could be tied to those cataclysms as well. So next up, he goes on to say this: we want game updates to be free. We think that's really important that we don't split the player population from the content, and we're really trying to have a very player-friendly business model. We're going to monetize vanity, but no loot boxes, no power. You buy what you see, and you get what you buy. And so we're hoping when all these things that, we're hoping with all these things that what people want to engage with the system because it's very player-friendly and very optional. And as long as all that works, then it will all be great. So, you know, something really noteworthy there is they decided not to do loot boxes. So I was surprised that, honestly, Apex Legends took that route and they did loot boxes despite it being free to play. And I love, you know, Apex Legends personally, the gameplay and stuff like that. But I think going away from loot boxes and loot crates is the best thing for the gaming industry, no matter what. When I buy something, I want to know exactly what I'm getting. That's just how I am. Let me know how you guys are. All right, so let's keep going right here. So he goes on to say, and so our plan is a mixture of these things. It's a mixture of, hey, I go out into free play, and there's this cool thing that wasn't there before, and then it's there for 2 days, and then it goes away, and there's some reward attached to it. That's a really fun, evolving world, changing world experience. Other things will be more content, like cool, more content's great. More progression, more itemization, and then again, brand new things you might not have seen before or new systems that kind of change how progression works. All that kind of stuff is on the table, and it's just more about the cadence and the mixture of it. We need to nail down and change based on player feedback and start sharing to the public. So there you have that. So it seems like they want to release things in the game that really, you know, cater to player feedback first and foremost. So they're going to be rapidly looking at player feedback for sure. Now, also, let's keep going here right now. My bad about that one. So let's talk about Bioware being more open about this game than ever before So this is what they had to say about that. So he says this: I think Mark Darrah started it, our executive producer, and then people like John Warner and Mike Gamble and myself have been pretty active as well. Really, part of that was because it was such an overwhelmingly positive reaction, and in our head, there's going to be nothing more important when a game goes live than having a core, positive community. So we can build trust with the community. Then when there are issues, there will be more trust. Like, hey, we've told you so much about our decision making and thinking that you'll trust that. We'll try to do our best to fix things and to continue to communicate. So that's one part of all of that. So yeah, one example is that, hub space that they added recently. I think he goes on to talk about right here. He says this: in doing that, though, of course, we start to get lots of feedback. There are lots of things we've done. I think the biggest example was that we're adding a social hub to the game. That was one of the huge things from the community, from feedback sessions we've run, all kinds of stuff. It just kept coming back. We didn't think at first it would be right for the game. Like, how would it fit into the construct? And then the more we thought about it, the more we realized, absolutely. This place where you can show off your javelins, your personalization options, you can try to form groups, you could be there with your buddies. So that's something we added really directly based on feedback, and it's a big thing as well. Yeah, I couldn't believe they added it, honestly, because, it is a lot of work to do that sort of thing last moment. And it seemed like to me it was very last moment that they added that based on, feedback from game changers and player sessions that they've had, internally. So I thought that was great that they were on it that quickly, and I hope that continues in the future with Anthem. We did see them fix, the infinite loading screen from the VIP demo to the regular demo, so that was something else that I noted. And they did say that the disappearing enemies that I experienced during the public demo, which was a huge problem, like it was a very big problem for me, is also addressed at launch. So yeah, I'm getting more excited about Anthem. I really do cross my fingers that this one actually turns out. I want Bioware to have a win for sure. All right, so let's talk about how scaling works. This is definitely interesting. So he goes on to say this: so we believe the game is best played with a group of 4. I say that sentence a lot, but we understand if people want to play it solo, so we've done a bunch of things to make that a fun experience. But the core experience we aim for is always going to be about having 4 players. So we do things like, if you have 2 players, there are less creatures, while if there are 4 players, there are more creatures, and then we scale creature health based on 1, 2, 3, or 4 players, and only certain creatures, right? So you want to be able to take on the small guys by yourself, but like if you get a Scar Heavy, the guy with the big shield, it's no fun if it's instantly defeated. It's more fun to have 4 people to shoot at it at the same time. So yeah, overall sentiment there is that this game is definitely a co-op game. And, even when you go up to the higher Grandmaster difficulties, it's going to be much more difficult soloing it. So yeah, at least matchmaking into a group that kind of communicates is going to be super important. And, another requested feature is those waypoints and a ping system like we see in Apex Legends. If you are grouping in with randoms, I think that would be a great idea. And it looks like they're looking into it. So yeah, a lot of stuff that we've seen lately with Anthem is Bioware saying, not at launch. A lot of you guys have picked up on this, and it is annoying for sure. It's becoming a meme. And they recognize this, so this is what they say. Not at launch is a funny thing, as people are like, does that mean you're not having it, or is it confirmed for later? He says this: I don't know. I keep saying the future is endless and full of possibilities, but honestly, normally not at launch means we're saying that's an interesting idea, and we don't have it. And I sent my team all these emails that are like, not at launch, then I put the thing. We'll put it in a list somewhere, and then we'll review that list and see what makes sense. So yeah, anything that's like not at launch is certainly up in the air. So that's the statement there. It's not like it's going to be a guarantee going forward. So just remember that, and I think that they should kind of stray away from saying not at launch too much going forward before the meme gets full on out of control. But guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned here to Open World Games for more Anthem. Hope you enjoyed the video. We are getting so freaking close to the 15th, which is going to be early access, of course, for, Origin Premier and Origin Access members. So that's going to be cool. Look out for gameplay regarding that. Now, I am going to be careful about story spoilers on this channel, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to be spoiling the story for you all, so don't worry. You have no worries there. But yeah, thanks guys for all the love and support on the videos, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.